Fabrizio Romano yesterday, while appearing on the United Stand, confirmed to us that there is an Ivan Toney opportunity to join the club of Man United. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. We are talking Mainoo Eriksen, Scott McTominay, revealing how good this guy is gonna hit to become, and I'm gonna really let you know what Southgate is gonna hit to say about this young lad, and what Mainoo has gonna hit obviously to say into the mix. Let's say close to 200 likes smashing this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit the magic number. The magic number, I've already told you, it's 17,000 subscribers, and you're left with just few to really hit that milestone, and it's because of you that we're gonna really hit this milestone and continue to subscribe. We are left with just 46 subscribers to hit 17,000 subscribers. So guys, continue to subscribe and we'll reach that milestone in a nick of time. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Ramadan Mubarak in there for you. Now let's start it off with a story that was put out by Fabrizio Romano that Ivan Toney could be a good opportunity for Man United this summer. That's what he said, and I understand why he's saying that, because as it stands, not very many teams are interested in Ivan Toney, and his price tag might really go below £250 million. Remember, during the January transfer window, when Arsenal, Chelsea and Spurs were really showing interest to sign him, it was like they want between 70 to 80 million pounds for a player who is left with just 1.5 years. And in the summer, he'll be left with just 1 year on his contract, and the player doesn't want to renew his contract. So United might seize the opportunity to obviously sign him when he is left with 1 year on his contract, and they believe he might really go out and really be a cheaper option to bring into the club of Man United. But when you look at Ivan Toney, he's 28 years of age. I don't see any reason as to why we should go in for a player who is just 28 years of age. Why should we go in for a player and spend £50 million onto him? Why don't we look for another player in the caliber of Rasmus Højlund who is like 40-50 million pounds, and you bring him in? Because I don't see the reason as to why we bring in Ivan Toney. I want a player who is going to be the understudy of Rasmus Højlund. I don't want any player to come in through when he's commanding seniority ahead of Rasmus Højlund. I hate it. And if I told you Ivan Toney, you wouldn't like to go to Man United, because you are going to come into a team where Rasmus Højlund has already gone ahead to cement his authority, and there is no way you are going to really put him out. The boy has 13 goals this season for the club of Man United, 7 in the Premier League, 5 in the Champions League and 1 in the FA Cup. And he's left with close to 12 games to go, and you cannot tell me that he's gonna fail to score 7 goals in all of those to make it 20. And the moment he makes it 20, even the media is gonna be behind him. That is it. The media are gonna be behind him. 21 years of age, netting in those number of goals. You wouldn't come out and really say, I want him to be really put or thrown under the bus. That is what I think about this Ivan Toney story. And it's not that kind of person I believe he fits what United wants, because we need a second striker. We all know it, but to me, it's not Ivan Toney. It's not Ivan Toney, and shouldn't be Ivan Toney. 28 years of age, you cannot spend 60, 70, 80 million pounds on a player like Ivan Toney. Why would you? Because there are very many on the market that can get the job done and dusted. For example, look at Benjamin Sesko. 44 million pounds is what he goes in for. And this is a player that Man United has always gone ahead to scout for ever since he was at Salzburg from the summer of 2022. And he was one of those players that Ralf Rangnick had gone ahead to really tell the board of Man United that they should look at him, because he's going to be the next big thing. So he's at RB Leipzig. He started off on a low, but he has gone ahead to pick up, and he has about close to 50 million euros. That is between 43 to 44 million pounds. I think Benjamin Sesko is more talented than Ivan Toney. He's a better finisher, his skill set is better, and age is still on his side because he's just 20 years of age, meaning that you'll be having two strikers who are really having who are in their early 20s, and they're going to be competing at the same wavelength because they know that they have a lot to prove to the club of Man United and to the manager in charge, who is going to be Erik Ten Hag. The other person, Zikazi, 23 years of age, playing for Bologna, Dutch international. He's also another striker that you have to look at and really understand that he has all the qualities to lead that line for the club of Man U to come in through and really compete with Rasmus Højlund. You know, there is Santiago, is it Ramirez, who plays for Feyenoord. He's a very good centre forward that can really get the job done and dusted. Now, one will say, Rokani, we need a Premier League proven striker. I'll tell you, all right, let me be like I'm agreeing with you, but if you need a Premier League proven striker, there is Evan Ferguson, who is going to be on market this summer. Same amount of money that you are going to use to buy Ivan Toney can really convince Brighton to really sell him off, even for less, because this season Ivan Toney has not been what is his name? Brighton striker. I'm just gonna hate to say his name. How come his head has gone off my head? Evan Ferguson, right? Evan Ferguson has not gone ahead to have a very good season. If you are to really look at his stats this season, he has gone ahead to play 26 Premier League games and he scored 6 goals. And in the UEFA Europa League, 7 games, 0 goals. EFL Cup, 2 games, 1 goal and 1 assist, meaning that he so far had 7 goals this season in 35 matches. That is Evan Ferguson for you. That means if you are to get in Evan Ferguson, 50 to 60 million pounds will be the right fee for Brighton to obviously accept, because the player has been really having a very awful season. So he's also in his, I think he's 19. Am I mistaken? He's 19 or 20. Let me check here. He's 19 years of age, and in October 19th, he's making 20 years of age. So I would rather do an Evan Ferguson deal than an Ivan Toney deal, because I know what it means to have a person like Evan Ferguson at the club of Man United. Very clinical, hold up, play good. His physical structure is really great, good in the air. Everything that you would love your striker to be having, this guy really has it. And if you're talking about that, I'll come out and really say Ivan Toney no, and Evan Ferguson yes. Now, I know most of you are asking yourselves, don't we need an experienced striker at the club of Man United? I'll tell you, all that is bullshit. All that is bullshit. Last season, Man City went ahead to win 5 trophies: an FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, Super Cup, and the Club World Cup. So, do you know who they had as their strikers? Julian Alves, I think, was 21. Erling Haaland was 23. So, it's all about having players who are really ready. Look at Rasmus Højlund. You tell me that I would miss out on an opportunity to get in a player who plays like Rasmus Højlund and is young as Rasmus Højlund. I go in for a player like Ivan Toney. I tell you, no, it's not all about the age. It's all about the mentality of the player. If you can have a Benjamin Šeško in or Evan Ferguson, to me, that's good, because these players have gone ahead to show us that even at the young age, they can really thrive and do the needful. So, age, everyone who is fronting experience is gained. So, you can't tell me that Ivan Toney is one of those players that Man United should go in for. But I'm not ruling that out. It can happen. It can happen. I'm not ruling it out. I know 100% it can happen. And they can come out and really say that we are going in for Ivan Toney. And I don't know whether Ten Hag will obviously like it. But Ten Hag really likes physical players. Physical players like Ivan Toney, who runs and really bullies defenders. So we wait and see how that goes out. But I wouldn't like to see Ivan Toney come out to play for the club of Man United. And for everyone who is really offended, I'm sorry, that's my opinion. You can as well go into the comment section and tell me what your opinion is about Ivan Toney to the club of Manchester United. Because it's an opportunity that United might really look at, because the man has gone ahead not to really get in very many suitors. And it looks like he might find himself not wanted by very many teams, and he would love to run his contract down, something that Brentford wouldn't like to want, and they would love to sell him on a cheap. That is it. Anticipation is his price might really fluctuate downwards, not upwards. So let's go to Eriksen. Talking about the boy who was gonna hit to keep him out of the out of the starting 11 for the club of Man United. He has said, Eric said Kobe Mainoo is doing well and the rest of the midfield is also performing well. So there is competition for places. Of course, you can be concerned in the long run because I want to play as much as possible. You don't want to always sit on the bench. And it's written all over it's written all over the world that Kobe Mainoo is what Ten Hag really wanted. Kobe Mainoo is a Casemiro and Eriksen combined. The qualities of Eriksen are he's a press-resistant player, very good pass on him, and shooting at goal, and obviously releasing these centre forwards, all the forwards of Man United. All that is hard. All that is what Ten Hag really likes in a player. But he also wants a physical presence of the player, like that of Casemiro. So when you look at Kobe Mainoo, all what that Eriksen has, Kobe Mainoo has it, and all what that Eriksen lacks, Kobe Mainoo has it. That's why the manager finally went ahead to make a decision on Kobe Mainoo to obviously start ahead of Eriksen. I know Eriksen is not a happy man because he believes he should be playing better, and I would rather have players like those who really want to play, even if they're on the bench, to show their hunger to the manager. I would love to have an Eriksen in my team, but I don't think that he has a lot to compete with. You know, it's done. It's a career done and dead at the club of Man United, and I think he's one of those players that Man United are willing to move on and really get him some limited cash to help them boost up their transfer window. But I know his pain. He wants to be playing every game, but there is no way he can play every game when Kobe Mainoo is doing his role better than him. Because for Eriksen, you remember why we lost the game of Fulham? It's because of Eriksen. You remember the 2 goals I think he gifted when you're playing against we are playing against Bayern Munich away. It was him. And there are very many goals that I cannot even remember that Eriksen has been a victim of us really conceding, you know, being out of position. At the beginning of the season, he conceded very many goals because of this guy not being in position. And it took Kobe Mainoo to come on the field of play to really take us places as a club of Man United. So I really understand. He has to accept it that there is a new egg in town, that is Kobe Mainoo, who really has a lot of attributes that he is lacking, yet intensity is hugely needed. Scott McTominay said nothing is impossible for him in terms of potential, like Alejandro Garnacho for that matter, as long as they have their heads on their shoulders and don't get carried away, they can do extraordinary things. I'm really happy for him. So Scott McTominay is excited about Kobe Mainoo, and he's saying that him and Garnacho can do what we call extraordinary things at the club of Man United. And them coming in from the academy of Man United, it shows you exactly, wow, you really save a lot of money when you really go ahead and really get in these young players, you know, and you really see them go to the first team. For example, Man United is having very many academy graduates this season. Kobe Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, Kambuala, Dango, Foson Omari, you know. I can even call Amad Diallo as an academy graduate because when they brought him from Atalanta, they first played him into the academy, you know, and was it under 20, under 21 of the club of Man United, to see to it that he's registered as a home-based or homegrown player. That is it. But he's saying nothing is impossible, and he's telling them that provided they keep their heads on their shoulders, because players at the age of Kobe Mainoo and Garnacho, they can easily lose focus of the game. That is it. And that's what exactly this guy is talking about, that's Scott McTominay, that they are gonna do extraordinary things for the club of Man United, but all they need to do is simple. They need to come out and really keep cool heads. That is it. And I think they're going to take the advice, and it looks like that's what I was going to hit to keep Scott McTominay at the club of Man United. Though for him, his talent is nowhere near their talent. Kobbie Mainoo put the following message on Instagram after making his debut for England: that special feeling making my senior England debut at Wembley and in front of my family, a moment I'll never forget. Obviously, never forget that moment, and today he's expected to start into the game of, by the way, let me check because the lineups are out. Let me check. England versus Belgium. England versus Belgium. Let me check whether he's gonna hit to start, because we are told earlier today that Kobbie Mainoo is gonna really start, right? So let's see, has he gonna hit to start, make his first England debut, full debut? That is it. He has not gonna hit. Oh, he has gonna hit to start. Kobbie Mainoo has been named into the team of England, and guess what? He's gonna be playing the double pivot with Declan Rice there for you. That is Kobbie Mainoo for you, and he's gonna hit, obviously get himself a start ahead of anybody else into the team of England. So he gets his debut in there for the club of England, and it's a full debut for him, and he's yet to showcase his abilities. And I'm just going to watch that game of football, and I see how everything really pans out. So Kobbie Mainoo makes his full debut for the England national team. Then Southgate said it was a big moment for him and his family. We saw some moments that give an idea of what he could become. It was good to get him on the pitch, and he showed moments of composure, which is a reflection of what he has done at the club. Composure is his other name. That is it. This guy is very, very composed on the ball, and today I just can't wait to see how he's gonna really take on the midfield of Belgium, and see how everything really goes ahead to really lead the line in there for you. Let me show you the lineup. Marcus Rashford is out, you know, he's on the bench. So England has gone ahead to bring the following players: Pickford in goal, Konsa right back, Chilwell left back, Dunk right-sided centre-back, Stones left-sided centre-back. I think it's Kobbie Mainoo and Declan Rice into the double pivot, as Bellingham plays the number 10, Phil Foden playing off the left attacking side of the midfield, Gerard Bowen right attacking side of the midfield, and Ivan Toney, that I'm going to talk about, is leading the line for the side of England. Now, let's see which midfield Kobbie Mainoo is going to really face in here. Seals, then Castegane right back, Theatre left back, Vertonghen and the best into the central defense, Amadou Onana playing for Everton, Tielemans Diori, you know who he plays for. He plays for Aston Villa. Mangala obviously plays for Nottingham Forest. Then Jeremy Doku right forward plays for Man City. Trossard left forward plays for Arsenal, and then Lukaku plays leading the line in there for you. So that's exactly how everything is really panning up for the side of Belgium, and wait to see what the result is going to be. But I think this time around England aren't going to lose this. They are going to win it with a very good margin of goals. So guys, your reactions to Ivan Toney to Man United opportunity confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. What do you make about it? Would you get him in or not? And the Kobbie Mainoo staff overtaking Eriksen and Garnacho, and him having huge expectations from their fellow players. And Scott McTominay has said extraordinary things are yet to be done by these two players. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I'm out. See you later. The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak, and the Christians recover all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. We out.